Roll up them sleeves. Time to get to work. What's up, everybody? Welcome on into Wake Up Warchant, presented by Zaxby's Indescribably Good. I'm Aslan Hudjavandy, the handsome gentleman who will have a nice, fancy quaff in all about 96 hours. He's Corey Clark, your senior and lead writer for Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Joining us from Tallahassee. We're both back here in the capital city. So glad that you're all able to join us. It is game week. It is the first show of the 2020 football season officially. Do note, we have a new call-in number, which apparently I forgot to put on this new fancy screen I created. So point deduction to me. But we're going to do things a little bit differently. You won't be able to hear the phones ringing in the background, which everybody complained about, Corey, but nobody ever complains about being a member of Warchant.com or having delicious Zaxby's. How was your dinner last night, big guy?
It was good, buddy. It was good. I appreciate you asking. The coleslaw was on point. I know they don't get a lot of love for their coleslaw. Chicken fingers obviously are incredible. Zach sauce, just you can't do better. But it was a well-rounded meal. It was a well-rounded Texas toast. Were you kidding? It's as good as it gets, my friends. As good as it gets.
All right, that's what I like to hear. All right, we did speak to Coach Mike Norvell, Alex Atkins, and golly, half the offensive players on the roster, it feels like today. So what was the stuff that caught your interest, caught your ear, your experienced, nuanced antennae, Corey?
Yeah, nothing, completely out of the, everybody kind of knows already what we think about Warren Thompson, what we think about Norvell, what we think about Alex Atkins. But again, Alex Atkins is just go watch the videos. I don't know how else to explain it. Go watch the videos and the way he explains what he's doing. Again, I don't have faith that this is going to be a good offensive line this year, but I have faith it's going to be better. And I have faith that this guy's on an upwardly mobile trajectory, and he's going to be a head coach at some point in the next decade. The guy is just really, really sharp. And so, for that matter, is Cam Mcdonald. Wow. Am I right, Aslan? That guy.
Oh, yeah.
No. What football player at any level talks about players and position groups rewriting their narrative? But those were direct quotes from Cam Mcdonald. He talked about how he thinks James Blackman's going to rewrite the narrative, and he said the offensive line has been doing a lot better, and they're definitely going to rewrite their narrative of being the worst position group, and he thinks they're one of the strongest position groups. Now we'll see about that. But that guy is just always impressive. Hopefully he's as impressive on the field as he is off it. And then the other one was, I guess, the headline was Warren Thompson talking to us for the first time since Tweetgate. Was it Tweetgate or Facebook Gate?
Sure. It was Instagram Gate as well. It was everything.
Oh, that's right. It was Instigate.
There you go.
It was Instigate. So he talked, and he wouldn't get into much about the actual tweets. But he must have said 3 or 4 times how much he loves his coach. He has his coach's back. He believes in his coach. So hopefully they both act like that fence has been mended. Warren Thompson is starting on Saturday, and I just think that that guy, if he can get to his potential, man, that's a pretty scary dude.
Yeah, right on. All right, well, with that said, let's go ahead and take our first phone call of the day. We got a couple in the queue. Yeah, because we're fancy schmancy now. We have a.
So how does that work? If they're in the queue, are they listening to hold music right now?
They're listening to us. They're listening to the show.
Nice.
We're listening to you.
I think, yeah. Who is this? Gator Kirk?
He just pops up. Hey, he just starts talking.
Let's go. Could you hear us while you're on hold, G?
Yes, sir. What happens is when you call in, it has a voice that says you'll be able to hear, what you all are saying, and then you'll hear a beep before you go on air.
All right.
So right while y'all are talking, there was a little beep.
Nice.
And then I was live. So
I like that Gator Kirk was the first canary in this coal mine. Gator Kirk deserved to be the first guy, the first person to experience our new call-in protocols.
Yeah. So what's on your mind, Gator Kirk? How are you, bud?
I'm doing well, getting excited. You guys talked the other day about when you'll believe. I'll believe when I see kickoff, because I know when they had the basketball tournament, they came out for warm-ups and then didn't play. So
you're right. That's a good point.
They tee that ball up and they kick it. Then I'm like, all right, it'll be for real.
Yep. I feel like I'll believe when they plant the spear, but you're right. There's something that could happen in the 8 minutes after the spear and right before kickoff, so you never know. So you're right. When toe meets leather is when we'll know for sure.
Yeah, here's my question for you all. I was listening to Norvell today, and how impressed are you guys that if a player doesn't meet the standard on the field during a game, he's going to sit. They're going to find someone else that's going to go out there and meet the standard.
Yeah, that caught my ear too when he was talking about the people that basically somebody asked about. I think about guys getting their first starts, and he's like, "Look, they've earned those starts. A lot of guys have earned the playing time, but you can't just—it's not a charity either. You don't get to get on the field and then you just stay on the field." He's like, "We're looking right away, and if you don't meet the standard, if you don't give us the energy that we're looking for real early." They'll pull you off in the first series if they have to. So that's how much how close they're looking. He said it's something they can go from series to series, obviously from game to game. I thought that caught my ear too.
Well, it reminds me of when a certain player, I think, got a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike and ran off the field, but then they threw him right back out the next play.
Yeah.
I don't think that kind of stuff's going to be happening all that much often or anymore, quite honestly, period. So, I mean, when you can show your rear end out there and you're going to get thrown back in the game, I just don't know how much on your P's and Q's you're going to be, but I just don't think that's going to fly with this staff. And definitely an encouraging thing to kind of hear from your head coach, as you pointed out, G. Appreciate that. Anything else on your mind? You got a score prediction for us or anything, Gator Kirk? Come on, man. Bring the heat.
I want to know, I was waiting for a happy hour, but I'll ask you guys, which one of you is going to be in the orange jersey first at practice? And how long do you think it'll take you to get rid of that orange jersey and get back to a normal color?
Oh, man. I mean, there's more, I got to do all this technical stuff. I'm more likely to fall into the doghouse at Warchant than Corey is, and everybody loves Corey. So probably I'd be dying the orange. Plus, the orange looks good on me. It's in my color wheel. So, maybe I would.
Yeah, we all know about Aslan's color wheel. I would say Aslan too, but not because he's not really good at his job. It's just he has to juggle a lot more things than I do. I just get to be snarky and sarcastic and write and talk. He has to do what he's doing right now, like actually host a show and produce it. He'll be doing that during the game, after the game, before the game, for the next 12 weeks, guys. 12 or 13 weeks is what we're hoping. So, I would say Aslan might have a rough moment here in the next 3 months, but only because his job is a lot harder than mine.
All right, G. We appreciate the call, man.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. Everyone, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Eat Zaxby's. If you're not a member of Warchant, become a member of Warchant. And as always, go Noles. You guys have a great evening. Thanks for taking my call.
That's right.
Looking forward to seeing you in that wig there, Corey.
Can't wait, buddy. I can't wait. I'm gonna do my wig shopping tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right. Good night.
Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, folks. If you could hit the thumbs up button, that signals a like here on YouTube. We'd appreciate it. It does matter. We got a guy, or maybe even a young lady, who's been on hold for 5 minutes. Let's grab this one real quick, Corey. You should have just heard a beep. You are live with Corey Clark and myself on Wake Up Warchant, presented by Zaxby's. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
Come on, Aslan. It's Matt AMCZ. I'm a guy.
Oh,
let's go, Aslan. Come on, man.
What's going on, Adam? How you doing, man? How's Southwest Florida treating you?
It's wet and hot, but I don't care because it's game week. And I got to say, you're not getting an orange jersey. This new call-in feature is awesome.
Okay, good. Well, thanks. All thanks goes to Gene Williams, throwing down the money to make this the best produced Midtown office
live show, Florida State podcast / live broadcast on YouTube.
Yeah. Are you, Adam? Are you in Fort Myers or Naples? I want to make sure I shout out your correct city.
Yeah, Naples.
Okay, Naples. Napoli. All right.
Yeah,
so
kind of far from Tallahassee, so hoping to go over for the Miami game, but listen, I'm just looking for a good old-fashioned prediction. I mean, it's game week. It's time to talk real stuff. But I want to see a beatdown, like a 45-14, where all three phases take care of business. But realistically, Georgia Tech has given us fits in the past. We don't know if the offense is going to come out rolling. But what I want to see is a defensive effort that makes us proud. Like a 24-10, but we dominate the defensive side would make me happy. So what do you all think?
I agree with you on that assessment or that sentiment, I guess, because I do think Norvell and Dillingham will figure. I'm not worried about the offense in the long term. Either this season or moving forward, they will get it figured out and they're going to score points. They're both really sharp. Defensively, though, they have to get somewhat back to what they used to be, and the talent is there. Will they have the mindset to really just punish people and fly around and not catch tackles? That's what I'll be looking for more than anything. Is what they look like up front if they can dominate, and then the back seven if they fly around, make plays, and send people going in the opposite direction, because they haven't done that a whole lot recently. But as far as a score prediction, man, I would guess somewhere like 30-17 or something like that is my guess. But man, I'm never right on these things ever. Not even in week 9, much less week 1 after a pandemic. So please, folks, don't go to Vegas with this. I know the spread is like 11. So I know right now you're saying, Corey Clark said they're going to win by 13. So that's easy money. Let's put it all on the line. Florida State's going to cover. Please don't do that, because that never works out. But I do think that that is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the defense, what that defense looks like and how physical and intense they play.
I said 27-17 a few weeks ago. I'm drunk on Kool-Aid, though. I'm thinking they're going to come out there and just laser show Blackminton. By the way, everybody's telling us, Corey, that we need to call them Dynamite or TNT.
Yeah, TNT is a good one. I saw that on Twitter. That's probably the number one in the clubhouse, right? For Terry and Thompson, TNT. Yeah.
I'll get a little more bullish, I guess, on the defense. I'll say 27-13. And it'll be like a scrub touchdown that gives them 13. It'll be like 27-6 in control, second half cruising.
Okay. All right.
So.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All right. Very well. What are you doing for the game?
Guys, thank you so much. What's that?
What are you going to be doing for the game?
I'm going to watch it with my son at home, and we've been waiting for so long, and just enjoy football, make some food, and it's going to be all. Speaking of food, that's how dedicated I am to you guys. I left dinner with my wife to come outside and make the call. But
all right, go back, friend.
All right, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. Go
awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you for the call.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, let's see. Gosh, this person's been waiting 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and grab them here. What's the 423 area code? We'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Welcome on into Wake Up Warchant, presented by Zaxby's Indescribably Good. Who's this and where are you calling us from? And thanks for waiting for so long.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, Joseph from Huntsville, Rocket City. Let's go.
City, no. Yes.
Go.
Rocket City, no. And I'm gonna need you to write down and remember that the 423 area code is Chattanooga, but I live in Huntsville. But that's Chattanooga.
Yeah, that's tough.
I got you. All right, Joe, what's on your mind, man?
Every time you see the 423, know that Rocket City Knoll is coming at you. At any rate, I got 3 quick points. From what I understand, Aslan, you wasn't here back in 2013, correct?
Right.
Okay. Well, this question is for Corey. I was thinking today, I was like, at what point back in 2013 did you feel like, man, we going to the Natty? And I was thinking the moment that I knew that we were going to be special was when Winston dropped 50 and went like, what was it? Something crazy, 25 or 27 or 27 or 29 or something with those 2 incomplete passes that wasn't even incomplete on Pitt. When he did that, when they dropped 50 something on him, I was like, man, this team could be special. What moment back then said, man, we're going to be special? We're going to the Natty.
So I would say, honestly, man, I as good as they looked early on, or as good as they were the first 5 games, they did struggle a little bit in the Pitt game defensively.
They did.
And they struggled against Boston College. And then they made that tweak to the defense where they essentially put Christian Jones at defensive end. No offense to my man, but they got Dan Hicks off the field, put Christian Jones at defensive end, put Terrence Smith in at linebacker, and they became the best defense in the country. And so what they did to Maryland, who was not a problem, it turned out that week, I would say that what they did to Maryland and how they dismantled Maryland right before the Clemson game was when I was like, man, up until that point, I'm like, man, I don't think they have. I don't think they're going to beat Clemson at Clemson. I think it'll be a close game, but they just don't win up there. When they did that to Maryland, that gave me some hope that, man, this one could be different. And then I would say when Rashad Green housed it on like a little square end from like 6 yards away and then ran past the whole Clemson secondary to, I think at that point, make it 27-7 or 20. I can't remember that score. I think it was something like that in the second quarter. That's when I was just knowing their schedule and knowing how unbelievable that offense was, that nobody could stop them. That's when I was like, yeah, they're definitely going to be playing in the national championship game. I will tell you one more moment, though, was in preseason, there was a look that Jeremy Pruitt, with the one practice we got to watch, and it was moved to the IPF because of rain. So it was really hot and crowded in there. But they had a blitz package where I believe Telvin Smith went up the middle and LaMarcus Joyner came from the nickel spot. And they both blitzed at the same time. It must have gotten to Jacob Coker in the time it would take to sneeze. Like, it was unbelievable. I mean, you know how fast those two guys are. And I remember telling Ira right then, like, man, this team could be a problem. Like, there aren't guys like Telvin Smith and LaMarcus Joyner that you face every Saturday. And that was also, the guard and the center were having to block Timmy Jernigan. And that was when it was like, and Darby was out there. And that's when it kind of clicked. Man, this might be a really good team. I don't think that I knew they were going to be an all-time great team. I'm not saying that. But that's when I thought they could be better. Honestly, that's when I was like, man, they might be better than 2012. And then the Maryland / first half of the Clemson game was when, like, yeah, they're going to be playing for the national championship. That was not a short answer. I apologize.
Oh, no, you all right. Listen, I'll make two more quick points, then I'll give somebody else a chance. By the way, I love this new phone system, waiting on the line. That's cool. We can hear the live.
Yeah, I like it.
That's cool. But I'm gonna end with these 2 points. I heard, one of my favorite sayings. Listen, I'm no-blooded all the way to my bone, but one of my favorite sayings comes from a former Gator who will remain nameless. But he said that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and I think that's what. I think that's as opposed to last year. I don't want to keep bringing up last year's administration, but I think the difference between this year and last year's administration is we have talent. We've always had talent. We've had talent for the last 2 or 3 years. It's just the hard work part of it. And I'm not saying that the guys are not tough, but they just didn't work hard. He didn't coach them hard. He didn't work them hard. But when you work hard with your talent, and we're going to be unstoppable. And let me end with this, and you can, Corey, you can comment on this, and Aslan, you as well. I want to say, I keep hearing that people thinking the predictions that we're going to lose to Louisville. Of the games that they predicting that we're going to lose, they keep picking Louisville as one of them. Can somebody please explain to me, and I'll get off the line, please explain to me what happened between last year and this year that makes people think that Louisville is going to beat us. Willie Taggart beat them twice.
Say no more, Joe. Say no more.
Louisville. Huh?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Get Aslan to explain it, because Aslan's the one that's in love with Satterfield and thinks that Louisville is always going to be a problem.
I just like him, man. I think he's a real good coach. I think he inherited by far worse roster and situation than Taggart did in his first year. He took him to a pretty decent bowl game in Nashville and beat a pretty good SEC team in Mississippi State. So they definitely finished their season on a high note. It's in Louisville. I know the fan sort of thing is not going to be nearly as important as it has been in years past, but I just think them much more so than Georgia Tech, like year 2 of them being in that system with that coaching staff. And I don't think Petrino totally fell asleep at the wheel when it came to recruiting guys. So they have a pretty decent team. I just think it'll be a problem. I mean, I see a formidable contest between those two teams.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see that, but I still think we're going to win that. But that's skipping ahead.
Yeah, man.
I say go Noles. I can't wait till Saturday. Noles 38, Georgia Tech 20, with Georgia Tech scoring first.
Oh,
all right.
Doing what y'all do.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
All right. Yes, sir.
Here we go. All right. Let's take our next caller. Man, I don't know if we're just going to be nothing but nonstop calls today, I think, or because we have it set up this way. Caller's been waiting for 10 minutes. Patience is a virtue for this person. Who are you and where are you calling us from?
This is Daryl from North Carolina. How y'all doing?
There he is. What's going on?
Daryl, how are you, buddy?
We're doing fine up here. Corey, I wanted to ask you, for me, Chaz Neal is a surprise being the second string on the offensive line. Who would be your surprise on the offensive line, who would be your surprise coming into the season? As either a starter or a second string offensive lineman.
I don't know if surprise is the right word because they talk about him so much, but I think both those two true freshmen, Aslan, Robert Scott, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's two. Yeah, 2 years, two days in a row. I got that right. And Schrader, I think the fact that they impressed so early that they were talked about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and now they're both backups on a depth chart and will likely play because they keep Atkins talked about it today, and Norvell always talks about wanting to have 8 guys, and Atkins said he likes 7 or 8 guys too. So I think those 2 guys will play. And I just think I'm a little bit surprised that they weren't. You do have some experience coming back. These guys weren't necessarily the biggest of big time recruits because Florida State doesn't do a lot of that when it comes to offensive line recruiting. But they have worked themselves into a position to contribute as true freshmen, which is never easy on an offensive line, even one that has a few holes. Those to me are really pleasant surprises. A surprise in the other, I guess, going the other way, is that Brady Scott is a backup, but the way that Atkins talked about him today, it sure sounded like he appreciated Brady Scott. I don't know that I expect Brady Scott to play a ton, but he said a lot of glowing things about the way Brady Scott helps as a teammate, and that to me was a little bit surprising too. How Atkins talked so glowingly about Brady Scott off the field, like what he does for the new guys, teaching them the offense, making sure even away from the field that they're being smart with their bodies, they're being college athletes and taking care of their bodies and taking care of their their homework as far as learning the playbook and learning the plays and working on their techniques. I thought that was a little bit surprising too. Aslan, did you have an answer to that?
Warren Thompson starting, that was surprising, man. I
thought it was just strictly offensive line.
Corey Smith starting at center. I thought he'd be like a swing guy, but I definitely thought it'd be Baselli or Bavion starting at center for sure. But hey, new name, new face, new place. Let's go. I'm all about it. Anything else, Daryl?
Yesterday, talking to Fuller, I was very interested in hearing what he had to say about the defense. And it sounded real good, real good about our defense. Sound like, we had a lot of good pieces in place, and then I'm really fired up about what our defense is going to look like. And I'm going to say 38-10 this coming Saturday. I think we steamroll Georgia Tech.
Let's go.
I know we've had problems with Georgia Tech in the past. But I think we come out blazing with both shotguns firing, and I say 38-10, and I say go Noles. Each of Zaxby's, subscribe to Warchant, and go Noles.
That's right, Daryl. Let's go.
Thanks, Daryl. We appreciate it, buddy. I like how confident the fan base is.
Yeah, man. Why not, dude? Georgia Tech's not good. Georgia Tech's not good. You can be confident. Okay. Welcome to now. All right, there we go. A little bit worried there for a second. I'm like, where my people go? But he's here. Horn Gang.
I thought we were going to start playing Seminole Wind.
It says who?
For the big donations. All right, just say that.
Says who? I know Gator Kirk wants the war chant, but sorry, man.
I think James B is our man. He does this every week. He is the best. $20 is very much appreciated. James B should be able to tell us what music he wants. My vote is Seminole Wind, but if you want In Excess, if you want Rolling Stones, whatever, some random one-hit wonder or no-hit wonder, we'll play it for you, buddy.
All right. Hey, Corey, why don't you read the question on the screen for the people that are listening to us on the podcast form?
Well, let's get this. Oh, never mind. I won't read that part. Corey, do you not think Big Baby is just a more natural guard anyway? Go Noles. Well, the way he snapped the ball at times, James B., I would say the answer to that is yes. He does have a guard-type body. He's a big dude to be playing center. I've always kind of thought that, but for whatever reason, he's had – he had 3 offensive line coaches that never thought to move him to guard, or at least permanently. So they saw something that they did not like, I guess, at that position, or it never occurred to them. But, yes, I do think that I do hope that a guard is a more natural position for him. And he is a big body that can move. So it should help. Let's see. It should help. But maybe he won't be weighed down by the snapping of the ball between his legs, or also having to make every check like a center does too. Maybe he can just play guard and be really good at it.
Much obliged on the tip there, James. Do appreciate it.
Hey, don't take a phone call yet. Well, say what you're going to say, and then we had a little breaking news that we should probably.
Yeah. We got a lot of phone calls actually waiting in the queue. Appreciate it. This came down about 2-3 minutes ago from Florida State's Sports Information Department. Apparently, Corey Sue-Semrau, a women's head basketball coach, will be taking 1 year leave from coaching the Lady Seminoles basketball program in her absence. Looks like assistant coach Brooke Wyckoff will be taking over. So we have it pulled up on the screen for the folks that are watching us on YouTube. But basically, the gist of it looks like her mother is battling ovarian cancer on the West Coast over in Seattle. It's making it difficult for her to be there for her family and to be here for her other family that she coaches. So it seems like the best thing for her will be to take a year off. It says that she's going to forfeit her salary so it can offset COVID-19 related budget cuts. So wow, that's really selfless as well. So prayers and good vibes out to Sue Semrau and her family.
Yeah, for sure. Brooke Wyckoff was a very good player under Sue, and has been an assistant. Has to be for like a decade now. She's been there for a good long time. So you hope there's a lot of continuity there. But yeah, more than anything, more importantly than that, is you hope that things work out with her mom in Seattle. And yeah, Sue I've known her now for 13 years. Wonderful person, very good basketball coach. And the fact that she's forfeiting her salary, not just taking a salary reduction for a year, but giving it all back to the Florida State athletic department, speaks to what kind of person she is. So good luck to everyone involved there.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Transitioning back here to the football stuff here, lots of confidence continues to percolate from the fan base. I think I saw somebody pick 35-17 Harlem Gators, picking the Noles by 2 tutties and a field goal. What's up with all these Gator people with the names but being Florida State fans? Speaking of which, I got to remind me at some point to pop this up, Corey. I forgot the last 2 days, but we've had somebody that's been waiting now for over 13 minutes. So let's take that phone call. 14 minutes. Good grief. We appreciate it. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey guys, this is Thomas from Atlanta. Coweta County specifically.
Okay. All right. Okay. I've heard of East Coweta.
Yeah, that's one of the high schools down here.
Yeah.
East Coweta.
All right.
So I guess we're 4 days from the day that the Big Ten hope would never arrive.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
We're gonna make it. I guess technically 2 days if you count Thursday's Power 5 game. This is kind of what I want to talk about a little bit tonight and get your guys' thoughts on it. So we got a weird year this year. We've got a new coach, so he's facing this situation where you take our 3:30 game, for example. We're the only show in town. If you're going to watch 3:30 ABC football, there's no regional game or national game. There's us, okay? So from a visibility standpoint, that's got to be awesome. You've got so much competition out there for those eyeballs that are now that are gone, number one. What I want to know is, does that add pressure to this year, or is this year going to kind of be a good scenario for Norvell to kind of right the ship, because he doesn't have the pressure of a normal year where he's dealing with all this ESPN hype of the big teams, these big full 90,000 seat stadiums? That's all on an equal plane now. So and plus we don't have to stress about a rival game at the end of the year. So is this a good thing for Norvell while he kind of gets this ship corrected, or is this not such a good thing? I kind of think it's positive on it.
I think, because I believe in what he's doing and what he's building, I think it'll be a good thing. It really works out to, I know Aslan's got the schedule up right now. Duke is playing Notre Dame at 2:30, so there will be some eyeballs on that. But yeah, the other 3:30 games are Texas San Antonio and Texas State, Campbell, Georgia Southern, Arkansas State, Kansas State, and then Austin Peay's at Pittsburgh. Let's go P. And that's it. So what it equates to is like Willie's Labor Day game against Virginia Tech. Like there are going to be a ton of eyeballs on that game. I don't know. I don't think Norvell's wired in a way where something like that affects him. I think he puts so much pressure on himself when you listen to the way the coaches and the players talk about him, he puts pressure on himself in February, in April, to always be prepared. I don't think he's going to feel any more pressure or weight on his shoulders that the rest of the country will be watching this game, and it'll be a showcase game. I do think moving forward, though, the SEC will start and the Big 12 will start, and he won't have the whole stage to himself. But this one particular game against a not good team in the middle of the day on the first day of college football, with a lot of Big Ten fans hate watching, I think it could really set the tone with high school coaches and high school players around the state of Florida, because they're going to be watching. Florida fans are going to be watching. Miami fans are going to be watching, because there's nothing else to watch. Nobody wants to watch Duke and Notre Dame or Texas San Antonio and Austin Peay. So, I think it's a good thing, because I predict that they're going to play pretty well. And if they win and look like they're well coached and look good doing it, then, that first impression is going to be to a much wider audience that would have been, say, if this hadn't happened, obviously. And remember how, I don't think Taggart ever recovered from Virginia Tech. I just don't. I think that just poisoned the well right away with him. Now, it also didn't help that he didn't coach very well, but I think it poisoned the well with the players, and it certainly poisoned the well with the fans, where they just didn't believe at all after one game, really. So I think the converse could be true here with Mike Norvell, and I think if they play well, I think that I don't think it adds pressure, but I think it could add some positive. Obviously, it would add some positive notoriety to Florida State again, and they would do it on a big stage, which normally a 6-7 team playing a 2-10 team in the season opener would be a stage under the stage. It would be in the basement somewhere. But because of this, that's well lit. It's the only one going. So I think it could work wonders for Norvell, really.
Yeah, and the other thing that really gives me hope this year, guys, is a couple press conferences, right? So, when the defense is obviously dominating the scrimmage, Fuller's doing our DC Fuller is doing such a good job of pinpointing what I think were a lot of the issues last year. Communication. He just looks like he's got full command over that situation. And the other thing that kind of gives me promise is this, is that second scrimmage, when Norvell came to the mic and basically said, yeah, what we saw today was exactly what you saw in every game last year, where we make a 10-yard play and the next one would be a 20-yard loss. And we're going to fix that, right? That was the turning point for me, where I was like, this is going to be the difference between now and the previous administration. Yeah, man. These guys are different. That's for sure.
And Adam Fuller is, again, I stress, people go watch his press conferences. I can't, he's just the way he explains things, the way he talks about ball. It's a lot like Atkins, really. They're just really impressive guys. Again, you don't win games by being articulate in press conferences, but they all just seem to know. No, we'll see it. It's the proof is what happens on Saturday, but they all seem to know what the flip they're doing and what they're looking for, specifically what they're looking for. In the way he talks about being physical and attacking and everything that he talks about, but he also talks about strategy and schematically. I think he has a chance to be a good coach here, and the whole coaching staff I think is improved exponentially. This head coach just pays so much attention to detail. I don't know if you heard the press conference from yesterday when Dillingham was talking about how, or the show yesterday when Aslan played it, about how Dillingham talked about how they prepared for rain delays. I mean, and he's like, he goes, we might be the only coaching staff in the country that's prepared for the new rain delay rules. But they have. That's what this guy does. He goes down to the nitty gritty, gets into the minutia of trying to prepare. That hadn't been around here in a while.
I appreciate the call. Thanks so much.
I love you guys. Love you guys.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, buddy. What was his name? I didn't catch his name.
I'm terrible at it. Yeah, what was your name? I'm sorry. I'm terrible at saying goodbye.
Yeah, it's Thomas. I'm Noel 92 on Warchant. You probably see me post all the time.
What's your name? What's your name on Warchant?
Noel 92.
Okay.
I've been around since the old Insider days.
There we go. All right, we appreciate you. For real. That's awesome.
All right, guys.
Their loyalty.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. We got a whole bunch of people still waiting in the queue, but shout out Steve Johnson. Steve, you're kind of new around here, but this is what we do for guys like you. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Thank you very much, Steve. If you want a specific, could you even play a song like Seminole Win, or would it be copyrighted?
I could play it for like 6 seconds.
Okay, all right. So, Steve, if you want Seminole Win, just write back, and we'll throw that in there. But thank you very much, man. It is very much appreciated.
Yeah, if you have a question or anything, Steve, let us know. And yeah, thanks for sure for giving us some love there. Ed Lamox, it's Lamox, by the way, Corey. He clarified it the other week during a recruiting chat, dropping $10 on his super sticker, which I think if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you can see it in the chat window on the side. It looks cool. We can't see it on our end, but Ed, we appreciate your patronage.
Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it. Ed Lamox, you said it's Lamox.
Lamox, okay. Yeah, I was trying to go all my French. I was trying to Lemon, but you.
Ed Lemon.
Yeah. Steve Johnson says back. I don't know. Maybe he's back listening. Maybe he can go ahead and give us a question. Look at Swolnil Aslan trying to rush the man off the phone. Horrible host.
Hey, can you put my?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do it.
Like how I can.
That will never probably ever get old. All right. Again, appreciate you. Thanks, Ed. Also, thanks to Steve. If you got a question, do drop it. Let us know. Let's grab a phone call here. 16 minutes on hold. Good grief. What unconquered spirit. Also with the fans, apparently, here. Welcome on into the show. It's Wake Up Warchant presented by Zaxby's. Indescribably good. Who's this? Where are you calling us from?
10 busy signals and a 16-minute hold to talk to you guys. You've officially become Feinbaum.
Sweet. That's what we're hoping for.
It's Jeremy. How you guys doing?
Good, Jeremy. How are you?
Good. Hey, Aslan, can you be skeptical of the game this week based on your top 40 prediction and your Chuba Purdy prediction?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Wrong. Yeah, so Chubb apparently infection on the incision on his arm and apparently also battled COVID or still is, according to the Phoenix paper in his hometown. So my guy not looking like 2020 is going to be his year.
Is he the Samuel L. Jackson character from that M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Mr. Glass?
Mr. Glass? What? My guess, he falls through glass. Right. He breaks his collarbone. He gets an infection and he gets COVID. Chubba, you got to get it all out of your system now, my man. This is it. From here on out, you're indestructible.
Let me see if I can be skeptical. I don't know about the offensive line. There you go.
I'll take it.
Went on a big branch there for you. Now I feel good. Listen, again, I mentioned on the show yesterday, this team is going to be improved just physically, and then the coaching we feel so much better about. And they were able to take care of Syracuse and NC State last year. And I think Georgia Tech is kind of in that same ballpark. And I know they'll be a little bit better year two for them, but not enough to come into Doak Campbell and win. So that's why I feel pretty confident about it. But we're here to talk about what you want to talk about, Jeremy. What's on your mind, man?
Corey, you took a little shot at my cousin a couple weeks ago on Renegade Express, so I just wanted to address that real quick with you.
Who's your cousin?
Who's your cousin?
I usually don't talk about it, but Neil Diamond. So
stop.
Oh, I'm not kidding.
I don't even remember taking a shot at him.
Yeah,
I said the whole.
The reason. So Aslan was singing "America," which was great, and then Corey was talking about the reason behind why it was written.
It's his huge distaste for immigrants. Yeah, no, I was making fun of the Will Ferrell Saturday Night Live skit. Is he really your cousin?
Okay. Yeah.
He's your cousin. Have you gone to like family reunion? Have you been at his house for Christmas?
No, I've never had like a family event with him, but I've only met him like before and after concerts.
Okay, well that's still cool, man.
I grew up in Florida, and he was in California, so I never really saw him.
Okay.
Still though.
Well, we know what song to play when Jeremy donates money. Well, no, we don't. I guess we play "Coming to America," or we could play "Cracklin' Rosie."
There you go. All right. Well, Corey, hope you had a good motorcade coming into town today. Well deserved. Take care, guys. You guys are great.
Thanks,
like on YouTube, eat Zaxby's, and support Warchant. Take care, guys. Have a great time.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you, Jeremy. Wow, that's our biggest brush with fame, isn't it?
Yeah. Waiting in the pocket for that long to clear the good name of a one Neil Diamond.
Since nobody tells us where they're from anymore, the famous people from their town, maybe people can tell us the famous people they know. Like they're in their phone, or they could meet after a concert or something.
Yeah.
Not somebody you saw at a restaurant, but like somebody that actually is in your orbit.
Before we take our caller, thanks for hanging tight. Just an announcement. It's on your screen, but the folks who listen to this in podcast form, which you do appreciate, you're my children. I love you. You're my firstborn. I do like you more than everybody else. We're going to actually have pregame and postgame shows on our YouTube channel. 1:30 to kick off on Saturday. Jeff Cameron from ESPN Radio, Tallahassee Sports Monster, ESPN 97.9, will be hosting the pregame show, and then the postgame show will involve his producer, Tom Lang, as well as GeneWilliams.com. Probably about 10 minutes after the game, they'll be taking your phone calls and getting your reaction after what we think is probably going to be a Florida State victory. So do tune in for those two things. With that said, caller, be careful on the road or you're trapped.
Is that what that noise was? I couldn't figure out.
Who's this and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
Yeah, who's this and where are you calling us from?
Hey, this is Trey from Tallahassee, Florida. How y'all doing?
Trey, all right. What's going on, Trey?
Not much. Hey, Corey, I stay up your way. I'm from Tallahassee, but I stay in Stone Mountain, Georgia. So I'm on the road on the way back now. I just left Tallahassee.
Oh, gotcha, man. All right. Yeah, I grew up on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. That's about 15 miles from Stone Mountain, 10 or 15 miles from Stone Mountain. I've been there many a time.
Oh, you a stone's throw. A stone's throw?
That's right. I'm a Stone Mountain's throw away.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So, guys, I'm not going to waste y'all's time. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller,
right.
And I've heard a lot of people call in, having their opinion, and I'm just at the point now where we just need to go out and dominate, period. I don't care what the score is. We need to dominate. So when we go into this off week, Miami will be, having a different idea of what Florida State is. Because these last couple of years, it's been kind of rough. Everyone knows that. But this first week, we need to get off to a good start, but we need to be dominant, efficient in what we do. We need to line up. We need to go. We need to play defense. That front seven should be dominant. With all the interchangeable parts, it should be dominant. With all the defensive backs that we have, they should just be licking their chops to make plays. So I just want to be dominant. I'm not going to give the score. I want to give someone else a turn to talk. But let's just look good and be dominant this weekend. And let's feel good about it. And let's go into the off week and have something to feel good about.
Trey,
Thank you guys.
Trey,
Zaxby's. Give a like, go Nose, and next caller. But
Trey,
you guys can comment.
Trey, break us down, man. Come on, man. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate. Thank you, man.
Dominate.
There we go.
Appreciate it, y'all.
That's right.
Thanks, Trey. He's fired up, man. I like that.
All right, there we go.
I would say win the game. That's the first thing. But you're right, man. It'd be great. You'd rather win a game 20-17 than lose it 20-17 or 18-16 or whatever. But you got to take baby steps. This team needs to learn how to win. But hey, if they want to skip the learning to win part and go straight to learning to dominate, nobody would have a problem with that. If they can do that, if they can go from mediocre to dominating in 1 year without really a spring practice, that would be a great sign for Norvell and his staff.
You touched on this earlier, Corey, but it comes to us from our valued subscribers over on Warchant.com's Tribal Council, Island Chief. He's been around since September 19th, 2005, coming up on the big 1-5 anniversary. That's great. Corey, you and Island Chief, that is, share an appreciation of Cam Mcdonald. You feeling good about the tight end depth chart?
So you think Island Chief saw that 2005 Muff game against Miami, where Florida State pounded out 100 yards with Weatherford at quarterback, and is like, I got to get on board. I got to talk about this team a lot more than I have been. We appreciate you being here, man. Cam Mcdonald is incredibly impressive off the field, like literally one of the most impressive people you'll talk to. On the field, haven't seen enough from him to feel good about the tight end depth chart at all. What you do feel good about is he's intelligent enough and smart enough to pick it up and be good at it, or at least to know what he's supposed to be doing. But, he talked today about being he feels like he's dominant or becoming dominant in the run game with blocking. I have no issue with him in the pass game. I think he's going to be a nice weapon in the middle of the field, another big dude for Blackman to throw to that's like his size or his height anyway. But I got to see it first in the run game, man. I got to see him be able to push guys around on the edge blocking before I feel good about the tight end position. And even then, I don't know if I feel great about the depth chart because who's behind them? It's Rector and Boatwright.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the walk-on, right?
Walk-on, yeah.
And then the walk-on that hasn't played yet or is a walk-on. So you have three guys behind him. One's a converted quarterback. One's a true freshman that's not played in a game. And another one's a walk-on from Memphis. So you don't feel great about the depth chart, but I feel really good just about – I know that's not what people really care about, but I feel really good about Cam Mcdonald as a person. He seems like an awesome dude, and he is a guy that can go move and make plays in the passing game. I just don't know what to think about him yet on the edge run blocking. What do we got here? You looking the blocking from last year?
Yeah, Pro Football Focus. He was the highest overall graded pass blocker.
Yeah,
period.
It's that run blocking though, right? That's what I'm. And he doesn't look like he was terrible. I mean, relatively.
Yeah.
Compared to those other guys.
Yeah, took 27 snaps as a pass blocker, which sounds crazy. So maybe that shows you folks a little bit of what, let's look at that after 1 or 2 weeks. Let's see how often a tight end is pass block. I would almost guarantee you Cam Mcdonald will exceed 27 snaps in pass pro by the end of this month versus an entire season. I mean, helping out. I just think that they're going to be able to do things with the tight end to help out with the pass pro game. And then run block wise, he had 118 and he graded out 59. So, we love Dante Lucas. If you can see on your screen, Dante Lucas graded out at 60.2 as a run blocker. So
yeah, you're right. So barely a difference. So negligible between those two guys. Put Mcdonald at guard.
Yeah, there we go. How about Danny Demertman? Hey guys, y'all are really underestimating Rodemaker. Always talking about Chubba, but not Tate. Watch some of his high school highlights. The kid can play.
Yeah, and he's the son of a coach too. I don't know. I guess underestimate. That's probably fair. That's a fair criticism. Chubba did come in more hyped, and I think he's more of a threat with his legs. We have no idea how either of these guys are going to throw the ball against Division I defenses. We're going to watch the highlights right here, but yeah, he's got an impressive arm, and he's certainly got impressive size. And he's the son of a coach. He grew up on the sport. It's just it's hard as a true freshman to find a way on the field as a quarterback, as a pure pocket passer. Chubba, I think they'll have a package for. I don't know if he's a guy that'll get starts this year. I don't know if he can stay healthy for longer than a few days. But seriously, and I do think that Rodemaker is a guy that kind of has been overlooked because of Chubba. But I'm interested in I'm kind of interested in what he looks like next year. Unless there's some injuries, I don't expect him to get a ton of playing time this year in games that matter or moments that matter. But next year, how much does he grow? How much does he push for the starting spot? Will be really telling.
Hey man, he's on the depth chart. It's him or Jordan Travis.
Well, Jordan Travis was out for the last 2 weeks. So if Blackman gets hurt, it would be really interesting what they would do at the quarterback position, because Jordan Travis has only been back for like a week, right? 5 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they would do, but I do trust that he'll get coached well.
Yeah. Ray Pereira, welcome to the party, bud. Ray in the house. I think he's part of the Horn Gang, but the people want what the people want sometimes. Is this Seminole? Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. But you got to get to the.
How uplifting! Everybody. Maybe we should just play the war.
We'll work on that. You can play the war chant. That might be better.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm moving all around the place here.
Ray, we really appreciate you, buddy. We really appreciate you.
Ray's good dude. Appreciate you as always. There it is for Gator Kirk. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow your ear out there, Corey, in a podcast. Shout out to Daniel Gibbs. Aslan, you should start the shows with the song "We the Seminoles Are Still Chopping" by Mike Bain. Never even heard of that. I'll look into it, though.
Look it up, man. Look it up. And maybe on game weeks, like maybe the day before a game, we go with the "Still Chopping" from Mike Bain.
Yeah. Or we can
Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much, Ray. We appreciate that. And who was the last one? Was it Daniel?
Daniel Gibbs. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Sandra Gordon also in the house.
Super sticker.
Grandmother of a one James Williams Jr., perhaps emerging running back option out of Gainesville. So We appreciate her always checking in with us, letting us know how things are going. She emails Michael Langston to let her know how her grandson's doing, to keep an eye on him. So all these things are really good. Hey, we do have a phone call. They've been waiting. I apologize. Let's hop in here and grab this one. And I want to pop up that thing I've been mentioning on the Tribal Council. Welcome on into the show, caller. Thanks for hanging tight with us. Who's this and where are you calling us from?
What's up? This is Greg Turner from Boynton Beach.
You're in Boynton Beach. What's your name?
Greg Turner.
Greg. All right, I'll guess your full name, Greg. It's all right. Boynton Beach in the house, though. What's going on, Greg?
Hey, I just got a question on how y'all feel about Adam Fuller being so high on Renardo Green and the transfer, Jones starting over Akeem Dent.
Yeah, you know, the Renardo Green thing, I can't quite put my finger on it. If that's like true love, or if it's we're just going to love the guy we're with right now because Hampson can't play. He had a lot of really nice things to say about Renardo Green, but it would be weird if he said like, he's just going to fill in the hole until Hampson's ready. He's okay. But he was really positive and gave a lot of praise to Renardo Green, who will see the field on Saturday. I don't know if he'll start, but he'll definitely see the field. And at a safety, which last year as you remember, he came in as a cornerback. That was surprising that, Renardo hasn't really been talked about much at all in the camp. But that doesn't mean Renardo hasn't played well. It just means we're not out there. So it's who gets talked about is dictated by the questions we ask. And nobody thought to even ask questions about Renardo Green, so he wasn't talked about. But still, I thought that was a little bit surprising. And then Akeem Dent, Jarian Jones being ahead of him. Yeah, I mean, the people that listen to this know how high I am on Akeem Dent. I think that guy's a legit player and is going to be in the NFL. So you wonder, okay, did Akeem struggle at all, or is Jarian Jones just really good? But either way, if you've beaten out Miko Dotson, the national leader in interceptions, and Akeem Dent, who proved he could be really good last year and was a former 5-star, don't you feel like that means Jarian Jones had a really good camp and can play? And the good news is, if he struggles early on, well, they got options. He's not going to be out on an island for 4 quarters or 11 games, because they definitely have options at the cornerback spot.
Anything else for us, Greg?
No, that's it.
Yeah. What do you know anything about Renardo Green? Like, are you a fan? Did you see him play in high school or anything? I had him 35th on my preseason top 40. I do think he's really good. I did think that having Hampson come back week 1 was a little maybe too ambitious of a timeline, but I do think if they were playing Miami in week 1, I think he would be able to play. I would expect him back for the Miami game. But I like Renardo Green, man. I do like what we saw from him last year. Just in practice, he seemed to be one of the more physical, more crisp guys when it came to doing stuff in coverage when we were out there during practice. So, 6 foot 185. He's got the same sort of build as a Travis Jay. So I don't see much of a drop off. And Adam Fuller said as much. When basically everybody keeps talking about Travis Jay, and that was my comment to him, was that we keep talking about Travis Jay, but what does it say about Renardo Green to be on the same level as him? And he kind of clarified that, hey, listen, there's really nobody above Renardo Green's level. So I think it's going to go quite fine. I don't think there will be much of a drop off. And I love Hampson.
Yeah, I just find it real interesting. That he played corner last year, and being his safety this year, and really nobody talked about him. So
yeah, and remember Travis Jace was playing corner in the spring, and then they moved him to safety. So one thing this coaching staff has proven really quickly is if they don't like you at a position, or they think they need you at another position because they got a lot of depth there, they'll do that. They really do believe in the whole, which every coach should, get your best 11 players on the field no matter how you can. So part of that, I think, is they probably like both Jay and Renardo Green at safety really a lot. What a wordsmith. But also, there's a logjam at cornerback. And I don't know how much either one of those guys were going to play a lot of meaningful reps at corner. But at safety, they can come in and play right away, quite obviously. But I like the fact that they're willing to make changes.
Well, it also goes to the fact of the matter when we ask them about, what kind of personnel he'll run out there when they go to nickel. I mean, they have certain packages where when they go to nickel, it's going to be an extra cornerback. They got certain packages where it'll be an extra safety. A guy like Renardo Green probably gives you the versatility to have somebody kind of in the middle there. So Again, man, just so many options, so many weapons for this defense. Really excited. Hey, again, I'm the offensive guy, but I think I might be more excited to see the way this defense plays on Saturday. So thanks for the call, Greg. Anything else for us?
Oh, no, that's it. Thank you, man. I listen to your show all the time.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it, man. For real. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, buddy.
That's right.
Trevor Owen wants answers, Corey. He wants answers.
I don't think Gene's buying up a ton of small radio stations in the South. I don't know. That's a great money making scheme these days to be buying up radio stations. It goes into the giant Warchant slush fund, so it gets dispersed really the way Gene sees fit. But he's very generous with the money that comes to this particular show. He's very generous with it. So Trevor, if that helps you donate. We would really appreciate it.
Trevor Owen, well, that is what I would donate for. They're worth it, or the IRA.
Ira might get a taste too. He might wet his beak a little. I don't know if he deserves too much money for he hasn't shown his face on this show. But it is dispersed to. I like to call us the talent. Yeah. When you say we're the talent, so it's dispersed to the talent.
Yeah. Gator Kirk in the house. Gator Kirk wants the Warchant. Gator Kirk drops $11 in the jar for the two guys tap dancing on the corner of the road.
Gator Kirk is the man. Hey, do we know how the band is going to be set up?
Don't know, but I assume they're not going to be masked, but I imagine they're going to be 6 feet apart from each other, unless they've been tested and maybe they can stay a little bit closer. I do wonder how the acoustics work out when you're not all.
Yeah, they're not all jammed together. I wonder how that's going to work. And they're not allowed on the field. Yeah. Well, they're not allowed on the field at halftime. I wonder if they're allowed on the field before the game. I would doubt it. But yeah, I wonder what's that's going to look like and how far they're going to be spread out from each other.
All right, let me pull this up here. I mean, I just thought this was funny. It was posted like over the weekend, but I didn't see it until like Monday, and then it took me forever to actually pull it up. So as I transition here and try to pull it up here on our screen. The term hate listen is something apparently that goes on in the world these days, which is crazy. But we have a new subscriber, and they posted this on Warchant's Travel Council. And he says, "Gentlemen, I'm not an FSU fan. I'm a Gator fan. But I very much enjoy your podcast and just became an annual subscriber to, quote, pay you back, as it were.
Nice.
I began listening after Taggart's debacle of a debut, but over the years I have stuck with you, from Aslan's ill-advised stories about even more ill-advised brawls through Corey's epic fourth take rant on FSU's performance against Wake Forest through today. You guys put out a very good product. I have a comment and a question. My comment, I think FSU made a great hire with Norvell. Thought he was a great candidate even when you were swooning over Stoops. I respect on the left side analysts. On our side, we're hoping we'd hire him back when we had a coaching search. Consensus is that he is an extremely competent coach with an unknown ceiling. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I think that's Norvell. My question is whether you have any UF podcasts that you would recommend. The best I've found is some podcasts, but it's a side project. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any Gator podcast. I don't know. It's just really weird.
They listen to podcasts over there.
Yeah, there's nothing I really dislike more in this world than Florida Gator fans, but I like money. So
I would say my initial thought is Full Moon Fever, the album by Tom Petty.
Okay,
he came out of Gainesville. I'll give you guys that much, and that's a great album. I don't even think that's the Heartbreakers. I think that's just Tom Petty. But in truth, we really appreciate that you subscribe and the very nice words. That is very nice and thoughtful. I don't listen to any other Florida State podcasts. I can't listen to a Florida one or any other ones either. I don't know. I don't really have Origins. There's a podcast called Origins, which goes in depth on how like the 20th anniversary of Almost Famous, or it's got 5 different seasons, but it's good if you're looking for that kind of stuff. But as far as Florida podcasts, Aslan, you're probably at a loss as much as I am, right?
I don't know. See if Pat Dooley and Robbie Andrew, is that his name?
Yeah.
See if those guys record a podcast.
Scott Carter might have one. He used to work up here in Tallahassee for a while, covering Florida State back in the lost decade. He might have trickled over into the good decade.
He works for the actual university, I think, though. So
yeah, but he still might have a podcast.
Yeah, but it'd be propaganda. He's not going to give you anything critical.
That's true. That's a good point. This isn't propaganda here, baby. We're all on board.
All right, enough about the Gators. Tommy Howard, as we start winding down the show, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hit that like button if you're still sticking around with us right now. Tommy Howard, over under FSU 1,800 yards rushing as a team.
Over. Ooh, that's 11 games. Yeah, I'm still going to – wow, what is that? My quick math is going to tell me that's about 60 yards per game. That seems like a lot. But I'm going to say over because they're going to be dedicated to it. I'm going to say over.
163. Yeah.
That's a good number, though.
Yeah, that is a good number. People are talking
about throw for 300 a game. And I feel like they're going to average somewhere in the neighborhood of 420 to 440 yards per game. So you got to get there somehow. So I'm going to say rushing, especially when Chuba comes back and just starts bowling over everyone.
Did I
lose you?
No, I'm just trying to find questions here on YouTube. This is why I'm going to have to wear orange. I don't talk quick enough for Corey's life.
You're right.
James B says the Chiefs will be at the game and perform, but just reduced numbers.
So, all right, well, that makes sense. I wonder if it'll be like a pep band.
Oh, is everything all right? What's going on?
Yeah.
Tighten up.
Stephanie cat just knocked a cup over. That was startling.
Yeah. There was something else here I wanted to pop up, and now I can't find it. Lost in the ether of all these things. Yeah, apparently people are saying that Jeff Sims is the most above the line because they don't do depth charts, as you well know. Everybody do. So maybe Jeff Sims would be their starting quarterback, which would be very interesting because that was Willie's sort of quarterback recruit that he had lined up. And then when Norvell got here, they weren't on the same page. Norvell, it sounded like Norvell told him pretty much that he didn't think he was FSU caliber. He went and got Rodemaker and Purdy instead. So maybe he comes away with a chip on his shoulder. I think I'll see if I can maybe pull up. I don't think he had a very good senior season at Sandalwood, Jeff Sims. He was kind of deemed more of a project. He was completing maybe 50% of his passes. So,
and a true freshman quarterback making his first start against this defense, you would hope you could rattle him a little. But you know what? We saw it happen last year. That was a true freshman for Boise State, and he didn't seem to struggle that much. Although, as we've talked about ad nauseum, this defense should be much improved over last year's defense. So okay, well that's something. There's Jeff Sims, so they could play. Florida State could play two former commits in Jeff Sims and Sam Howell, and then also Bailey Hockman, a former player.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a trip down memory lane.
That's right.
Wyatt Sexton, he's not on a team, is he?
Who? Wyatt
Sexton.
Come on, Corey. You're better.
Sorry.
I still feel good about my 27-17 prediction. Maybe not 17 points for the Yellow Jackets. CGJ0198, any word on DJ? No, maybe we'll ask. I'm not going to ask him tomorrow.
He's not on the team right now. We'll know we'll see if he's even on the sideline Saturday, like in a jersey.
That's so crazy. Like, who says he's not on the team? Like, you're either on the team or you're not on the team. Like, you can put.
He's like tweeting during practice. So that leads me to believe he's not out there working out with them. So who knows?
Did he say that explicitly though? That DJ Matthews is not on the team right now? Did he say he wasn't practicing, or did he say he wasn't on the team?
Hey, buddy, go read my transcript. I don't know. I type it and then it leaves my brain.
All right. Steve Johnson, how much time does Jay see Saturday on defense?
A good bit. A strong amount. He's also going to be returning kicks. He's going to be on the field a lot. And I would not be surprised. I don't have any insider knowledge. I would not be surprised if somewhere during the game, certainly during the course of the season, my man sees some time on offense as well.
39.5 over under defensive snaps he takes on Saturday.
Over. Okay. Well, no, it's going to be so many 3 and outs. They might not even have 39 snaps as a team. It's going to be a 3 and out fest, probably 9 3 and outs for Georgia Tech. And that's only 27 plays right there.
Very well. All right, man, we made it. All the calls are cleaned out of the queue. Thanks so much for everybody for tuning in. Thanks to Ray, Steve, Ed, Gator Kirk, Miss Sandra Gordon. I'm losing track of all the people that were so generous to donate. Daniel Gibbs also, James B, OG. We do really appreciate it.
James B and Ray P. They bring it every week. We do not take it for granted. I promise. We really do appreciate it. Both of you very much sincere. Well, all of you, sincerely.
So we'll do this 2 more times this week. Renegade Express will probably carry us for both those shows. Get over to warchant.com. Leave us your questions over on the Tribal Council. And again, a reminder, we're going to have a pregame and postgame show here on our YouTube channel from 1:30 up into game time, hosted by Jeff Cameron of ESPN Radio fame. And then the postgame
Seminole Headlines fame too.
Seminole Headlines. And then about 10 minutes after the game, after Florida State's victory, after their first season opening win since the 2016 Ole Miss game, Gene Williams and Tom Lang will take your calls and your reaction to that win. So thanks so much again, everybody, for listening. For Corey, I'm Aslan. We'll catch up with y'all tomorrow.